Nothing better than working hard on a video just to find out that all the information you were working with completely changed. I made a video talking about why I plan on skipping the RTX 4000 series GPUs, and that video is one of the best performing videos I have ever made. And for that, I say thank you. Now, I work hard to make sure I always provide the most accurate information possible, but of course, as luck would have it, thank you, Destiny. The same day I released my video is the same day we got brand new information talking about the 40 series cards and their new supposed power draw requirements. So I thought it would be a good idea just to make a quick update video talking about these new power requirements and basically give you my thoughts and opinions on it. After all, multiple of you in the comment section seem to keep bringing it up, so I figured let's talk about it. Okay, so the information comes from a well-known GPU leaker by the name of Kopite or Kopite. I'm sorry, I know I'm probably completely butchering that and I do apologize, but apparently he's pretty legit because all the big tech YouTubers that I follow also follow him. This includes Digital Foundry, Paul's Hardware, and even Gamers Nexus. So I guess there's something to be said for that. But previously he said the RTX 4000 series cards were rumored to have power draws ranging from 300 watts on the RTX 4070 all the way up to 800 watts on the RTX 4090 in the worst case scenario. However, most of the talking points have been focused on the RTX 4080's 420 watt power requirement. It is also worth mentioning that the RTX 4090 was also rumored to have a base requirement of 450 watts. But anyway, that's the old news. So what's the new news? Apparently now we can expect the RTX 4080 to only be 320 watts and the RTX 4070 to only be 285 watts. There is no mention of the RTX 4090 changing its power requirements of any kind. Well, at least none that I could find, so if you know something, drop it in the comments below. So what are my thoughts on all this new information? Well, obviously, I did make a video talking about skipping right over the 40 series cards, and a lot of those reasons had to do with the supposed high power draw requirements. However, I did provide other reasons in that video for why I would not be getting a 40 series card, and I still stand by those reasons because they are still very valid. On the subject of power draw, let me just share a few quick points that I think we all need to consider. Even if the new power draw requirements are accurate, we still have a problem. The 4070's 285 watt requirement is still higher than the 3070's 220 watt requirement. Now, that's not a big difference in terms of wattage overall, but it is still more wattage than anyone who is currently using a 3070 in their system. And so all the concerns that I listed in my previous video are still valid and up for consideration depending on your situation. Now, for the 4080, the new power requirements are right in line with the 3080, and that is honestly a very good thing. What about performance? How far can you go without adding more power to the card? Obviously, they can improve the chip manufacturing and add more cores and stuff like that. Sure, there will be a performance increase, and that's going to be great, but how much of a performance increase can you actually expect without changing the power draw requirements from the 3080? If I was a betting man, I would wager maybe 20 to 30% of a performance increase over the 3080. And in my opinion, that's pushing it. Obviously, I don't know. Time will tell, and I'm completely taking a shot in the dark here, but I just don't see how you can get that much more performance without adding some kind of power draw. I just don't see how only 2 years later, there are some brand new architecture that can keep the exact same power draw requirements, but somehow be way better in terms of overall gaming performance. I just don't think we're there yet. And if we were there, then how come we had all of these rumors for so long now about these really high power draw requirements? The reason I think is because Nvidia has been testing multiple different configurations, and let's talk about that. It is totally possible that Nvidia was in fact planning to go to market with brand new GPUs with very high power draw requirements. Then they saw all the negative backlash and they decided to roll it back. That is possible, but incredibly unlikely. After all, this is Nvidia we're talking about here, so yeah. What is more likely is that Nvidia was testing multiple different configurations of all these different cards. After all, it is not uncommon for manufacturers to test and design multiple different configurations of a product before going live to market with that product. You never go live with your very first design. You come up with multiple designs, you test it over and over again, and you go to market with a design that you think will perform the best out of all the other designs. So it's totally possible they have a base core architecture of these new cards, and they wanted to see what happens when they add more power and what happens when they take away power. Whoever's leaking all of this information is probably coming across these different test configurations and assuming these are the final go-to-market versions of all of these different products. I don't know for sure that that's what's happening, but to me, that seems like the most logical explanation here. I will not be surprised if the final product design of these cards lands somewhere in between on power draw requirements. Maybe it's not as much as 420 watts on a 4080, but I'm a little skeptical for the 4080 to still be right at 320 watts, just like a 3080. The latest rumors are now claiming these cards will come out sometime in October. I have no idea if that's gonna happen. I guess we'll see. But personally, if I was in the market right now, here's what I would do. I would buy either an AMD Radeon 6800 XT or a RTX 3080 Ti. Both of these cards are incredibly powerful. They will last for many years to come. And if you're in America, there are plenty of deals on these cards right now. Plus, we're back to the ways of old. When you buy a graphics card, you now get multiple free games with it. It is truly a beautiful thing. That is value. I think all of us are just a little bit too focused on cards that frankly we know very little about. We don't know when these cards are officially coming to market. We don't know the official power draw, and we have no idea what the performance will actually be like. And we do know that Nvidia will fluff the performance for marketing, and it won't be until YouTubers get these cards in their hands that we actually know what the cards are capable of. It's going to be a while before we actually know anything tangible about these cards, and in the meantime, there are plenty of awesome cards sitting on the shelf at good prices that a lot of us are just walking right past because we're too fixated on the 40 series card. And quite frankly, a lot of you don't even need a 40 series card. I say that and then you write a comment calling me cheap or whatever. Get out of here with that. It has nothing to do with that. A lot of you are using a GTX 1060 for crying out loud. You don't need a 4080, okay? There are plenty of other cards that will give you a massive upgrade and it will save you tons of money in the long run, and you won't have to fight scalpers and everybody else trying to buy the cards. And guess what? You don't have to wait for some undisclosed release date. You can buy now. But at the end of the day, it's your PC, your money, your time. I'm just here to provide information for you, and I hope I did a good job at doing that. I gotta get ready for my Spider-Man video. If you're interested in watching that, then get subscribed so you don't miss it. And while you're down there, do me a favor, will you hit the like button because it goes a long way in helping me out. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about these new supposed power draw requirements? Is there any truth in it, or do you think the guy is wrong? And do you plan on getting a 40 series card? Why and why not? And until next time, E-Rock out.